So, I was supposed to upload a coaching system video today, and I noticed that for the past, well, basically since my last video, all of my coaching sessions don't have my microphone audio in it. So I go over to the Streamlabs OBS and check, and sure enough, it doesn't record my microphone for some reason. I did not change any settings or anything. It just felt like it didn't want to record my microphone. So no session today, but what I am going to be doing is I will be reviewing Keria on his world famous Pyke pick. For those of you who don't know, Keria is, in my opinion, the best support player in the entire world right now. Probably like the second coming of Mad Life. From the looks of it, this guy is insane. And he became a professional player by playing Pyke in solo queue and basically destroying everybody in Korean Challenger. That's how T1 picked him up, or noticed him and picked him up. And yeah, I think he has shown to anybody who watches him that he's, especially mechanically, he's in a league of his own. This guy's an absolute monster. So let's see what he can actually do with this pick here. I do believe that Pyke nowadays is not that great of a pick, and Keria has played only 3 games in the last week or so, and before that, he hasn't played Pyke in even 3 weeks or something. So he does not play Pyke a lot anymore. But like I said, I think it's a not that great of a pick nowadays. So his team just saw Dyna in topside. Probably means that Dyna starts topside, as you can see with the pings. If Dyna does start topside, then what Dynas usually do is they take blue into Gromp, into Wolves, into Raptors, into Red Buff, into Golems, and then go to bot side scuttle. Dynas usually like the full clear, so if he starts topside, they don't need to worry about a gank until maybe like 320 to 330-ish. Unless they are really far up in the lane, which would enable Dyna to come and maybe like 3 camp, 4 camp, 3 or 4 camp, or like 5 camp them. But this is usually the timer that you need to worry about if you know that the enemy Dyna starts topside. However, if he does start around bot side, then they usually need to worry about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back. And then he's gonna be back around bot side at maybe around 4 minutes or so. But I'm pretty sure seeing the Dyna over here so late, it's pretty unlikely that Dyna starts bot side. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. This is actually... This kind of makes me think that Dyna actually started bot side. Because usually this means... This might just be like mind games too. That's also a possibility. The bot lane is missing, but the Gnar shows in top side. Unless Dyna... Because it would make... Like I said, I normally think that Dyna should start top side because he was already here. With it being so close to the red buff spawn. But this actually makes me think that Dyna started around bot side. Unless, again, it could be a mind game. Like, if the enemy bot lane is staying here, with Gnar being here, and the Dyna Soul starting blue, it would make his clear slower, but it would make it a whole lot more likely that he could be doing something around here. The problem is that Nidalee is getting a leash, and Nidalee clears faster than Dyna, as far as I know. So Nidalee is going to be on this scuttle before Dyna will, if he starts solo blue buff. And if Dyna tries to full clear for level 4, she doesn't actually get here before the scuttle is already gone. So he needs to go there at level 3, but he should not have prio in bot lane either. So yeah, this is a little bit weird. The reason why I'm using so much time analyzing the jungle start is because you need to know where the enemy jungle is gonna be if you want to go for aggressive plays. Like, Pyke is a champion that really relies on early game aggression. Like, you have to make plays in the early game, but in general, I don't think you want to go and make those aggressive plays if you don't know where the enemy jungle is. Because what I see happen way too often is that people go for a level like I don't know, level 3, level 4, all in or whatever, and then the enemy jungler just like shows up bot lane and they just die. You really cannot afford mistakes like that if you're gonna play these engaged champions. Because you have, like, on most engaged champions, you have to have, like, a really big advantage before back 2. Maybe back 3, if you hard power spike at level 6. But usually you want to get something done on back 0, which is right now, before you back. Back 1. Like, this is usually the opportune time. Back 2 is usually too late. And the enemy team has basically scaled to the point that you can't kill them. Think of like Lulu, Zillion, Rakan even is pretty good at surviving at the level 6. I think they need to do something in the early game here with Pyke. But he does have Ezreal with teleport. So Keria actually has pretty decent roam opportunities, especially around mid lane before Seraphine hits. I'm not actually sure at what point Seraphine wants to waste, but it's pretty soon. So Seraphine is usually a pretty safe laner after a certain point in time. But in the early game, Keria has a lot of options. But with how this is going, I would actually assume... Yeah, there's ping going here. I would actually assume... I think it's 50-50. I'm not actually sure where he started. If you don't know where the enemy jungler started, I think it should be assumed... Like, both should be assumed. It's like Schrödinger's jungler. Like, both things are true until you actually get to see what's happening. Because, like I said, you cannot afford to die on Pyke in the early game. So I think he should both assume that he started red buff and that he started blue buff. And just play with those until he sees the dino somewhere else on the map. Like, you really need to get information on where he started in this matchup. But for the time being, Dana is not... Even if he started red buff, he's not going to, like, 3-camp bot lane. Dana does not want to do that. So I think until the 3:30 timer or 3:20 timer, Keria basically gets to do whatever he wants in this lane, because they are much stronger in the early game. It does look like Rakan took damage, but he has Guardian. This could also be a bait. Like, Rakan could have just tanked the rip buff and just run away. Yeah, I'm actually, like, I am confused as to where the Dyna started. Because, like, even though all the evidence points towards Dyna starting bot side, it just makes me think that it's a mind game. Because they want to make Keria overplay when Dyna's done with his full clear. Actually, okay. This is kind of cheating. We can actually see on the minimap, because of the speculator thing, we can actually see on the minimap that Dyna started rep buff. So now I know, but Keria doesn't know. For sure. At least I would assume. So they did leash Dyna's red buff. Even though it's a little bit cheating. But he should assume that he started either red buff or blue buff, and then he should just wait until he sees him. This is something that I like, though. This is not actually something that I don't see, or I haven't seen a Pyke do in my games at least. So what he does here is he goes for the level 2, but the problem is that in Korean Challenger, people are not going to be like in these positions if he's going to be here. If Pyke stays around here and he's about to hit level 2, they just like hug the tower and you can never all in them. But what Keria does here is actually pretty smart. He waits over the wall, is in XP range of this minion, hits level 2 and goes over the wall, and looks for an all in this way. He tries to find an opening by doing this. Which he does fine, he doesn't miss the Q. But that's actually pretty smart. Because Pyke is probably like the only champion who can actually do that as a level 2 all in. What I also find interesting is that he didn't opt to go for the Oracle Lens level 1. So what I usually tell people to do, especially if they're playing these early game champions or engage champions, put down your ward somewhere on the map. Maybe like if you're in lower MMRs, put it on the raptors. If you're in higher MMRs, you probably put it here, or you put it in the jungle, or you put it into your lane. Press B, get an Oracle Lens, and now you have full bush control of basically every single bush. Because if they put down a ward, you sweep it, you kill it, and now they have to put down a ward either for your jungle or they have to put it into the bush. Because you have the Oracle Lens, they basically can't have both. They either have to put down a ward in the bush, or they have to put a ward for the jungle. Okay. So the lane state is actually not that great for him right now. If you're playing gay champions or champions that want to go all in, you want the lane to be somewhere between like this line and this line. You want the lane to be over here. Because if the lane is somewhere... I mean, this is kind of like in between. If the lane is like over here, then it's too close to the tower. This is kind of like the middle ground. But yeah, basically they want the lane to be pushing into them. Good for them though. As long as this guy is healthy. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. The lane is actually going to slow push into them. The thing I think to worry about now though is that Skull is going to spawn at 3:15. So they probably want to... Yeah, if they assume that Diana started blue, then they can think that he's going to try and contest this Scuttle, even though I think it's pretty unlikely. The Diana should not be trying to contest this blue, or contest this Scuttle, even if he started blue. Because the enemy bot lane, or his enemy bot lane, is much stronger in the early game. He has his mid lane is being pushed in, and Nidalee should also be there. The enemy team should know that the Diana or Nidalee started topside because they were already in lane. And they didn't see Shyvana in the top lane. So the enemy team should know that the Nidalee is going to be on bot side. But it makes me think that they are pushing the lane, so that if Diana does show in the river, they are the first to be on the move. But in a straight up 2v2 situation, they want the lane to be pushing into them. He hooks the minion to get the relic shell stack, and he did put down a ward into the tribush. So this makes me think that he also thinks, as the same as I thought, that Diana started blue side, and he might be coming towards here. The timing of this ward is important because it is for the 3:15 skull spawn. So if the Diana does come around bot side at 3:15, this ward is going to spot him. And then they can collapse on him after he goes over. Because they have the lane pushed, they have the first move. And if they see the Diana going to the river with this with this ward, they also have the Nidalee going, or the Nidalee is over here. Mid lane is pushing, so they can really easily go on the Scuttle. If the Diana does show on this ward. Or if the Diana tries to go for a gank instead, because they have the Nidalee over here, they can overplay it, quote unquote, and then bait them into fighting them. Whilst the Nidalee is moving to bot lane. So, the ward is, in my opinion, really good. It makes me also think that, like I said, Keria thinks that he started around bot side. This would also... What they do here is, or what the enemy bot lane does here, also would make me think that maybe Diana is around bot side, because the enemy bot lane is not going to win a 2v2 at this point. So I think this is a bluff from the enemy team. It's like telling them, hey, Diana is here, you better give it some free damage and not go for an all-in. But because they have ward in this push, and they have Nidalee over here, ready to intercept the Diana if he does show up, Keria knows that he can go for a trade here. Yeah, the trade is fine. He doesn't want to overplay it though, doesn't go for the E. By the way, this is something that I noticed a lot with like lower MMR Pyke players. Or like the difference between low elo Pyke players, high elo Pyke players, and then the pro Pyke players. Like only like three pros exist in the entire world right now. The champions is really hard to play at like higher MMRs. But the main difference between low and high is that just the immense patience that these people have with their E and with their ult. You will see that lower MMR players, this is what I also do by the way, because I haven't played enough Pyke, even though I know I'm doing it wrong. But you have to have like insane amounts of patience with this champion. You can never, like you want to fight whenever you can, but you don't want to overplay it. There's like a really fine line. Like a really fine balance where you want to play. You overplay it, you die. You underplay it, and you get outscaled. You have to find the sweet spot right here. I think that is the most difficult part about playing Pyke support. And Keria shows the patience of the E right there. Okay, yeah. As you can see, he is still not Eing in because he knows that they both have flash. If he E's in and doesn't flash, doesn't like read the flash, then he's just going to die because he doesn't get to live if he E's forward and like even if he E's forward and flashes out, he's still going to die there. If they just flash out of his E. I think this Q is a little bit weird. I actually think that this is probably a mistake from his part. Maybe he is just afraid that he's E forward. Yeah, I guess it's the same reason why he's not E forward here. Is that he knows that both of them have flash and he knows that they both have outplay potential here. Because if he does go for an E flash, trying to predict this, he does kill them for sure. Because Nidalee is over here. The problem is that he probably doesn't live if he does that. Any bot lane is also level 3, so yeah. I don't think anything is really gonna happen here unless Nidalee stays in the bot lane and lets them push it out and then anything oversteps. I don't think there's really anything that's gonna be happening here. Also the timer. Yeah, especially if they think that the Dyna is bot lane, this is a really bad play. If they want to go, want to overforce this, so I think we're fine, chilling, and not doing anything here. Because the problem is that even if if they go for an all-in here, they have a lot of minions to lose in this spot. Okay, Rakan is actually going for the play. Really weird flash from Aphelios, but yeah, Rakan plays this really weird. I'm guessing that Rakan is thinking because they knew that Nidalee started topside. The Nidalee is in bot lane for quite a lot longer than he quote-unquote should be. But because Nidalee has been like sitting around for a few seconds, he's still in bot lane when this happens. Even though, technically, if he was to stay scuttle and like stay around here for like a couple of seconds or whatever, press B, he would have already pressed B by the time Rakan goes in. So I actually don't think that the W in itself is bad from Rakan, because he should, or what I'm thinking is that he's assuming that Nidalee is no longer here, because he thinks that Nidalee has already pressed B and now he's going back towards his top side. I'm assuming that's what he's doing right now. Or that's the thought process. What I do find weird is that he goes for the Aphelios. Just this would make me think that the Rakan is just a free pick. The Rakan is just gonna die here if you just go for it, goes for him. But either way, they get the kill. Nearly, our Dyna does show up. Yeah, this is actually the timer that I was talking about. Because of our cheat, we knew that he was gonna be around or he started red. But the problem is, I think the enemy team, or I think that the red team assumed, like I did, that Dyna started blue. Now, if Dyna had started blue, then he would not be here, and this play would be okay. Because if he had started blue, then he would be around top side. But because he started red, he did his full clear, went to golems, and now he's back to bot side. So I actually think that this, even though they get surprised by the Dyna, I actually don't think this is, like, it just all comes down to do you take the, or do you think it's a mind game? What happened over here, or if you don't? The Schrödinger genre strikes again. Let's put it that way. So that I would not be expecting the Dyna to be there though. Like, I really would not think that he was gonna be there. Other way, they trade one. Oh, he misses the Q. That's really unfortunate for him. Okay, it is a 1 for 2 at the end of the day. Ezreal does have teleport, so he's not gonna be missing much of this. Keria is just gonna be annoying. I think Keria needs to look for a back. Yeah, Keria needs to look for a back here. Okay, so if okay, Dyna's still here. Jesus, this is actually a really surprising Only wins. The dive is actually going for the dive here. Wow. I mean, it kind of does make sense, honestly. Like, usually you would think that Diana has already pressed B and going back towards his top side. Oh, actually, yeah, they even spotted Diana. Okay, at this point, it should be pretty clear that, or it should be clear that there's a possibility that he's gonna be diving this. Yeah, he can't really do anything here, apart from maybe like hitting this. Yeah. Yone does teleport. He's level 6 of the minions. I'm pretty sure he was level 5. Yeah, he was level 5 when he TP'd, but he hits level 6 of the minions. So the timing of the TP is really good for them. Now let's see if he gets any of these kills. The affiliate should die here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he doesn't quite hit it. Keria's out of mana, so he can't really do much. That's quite unfortunate. Yeah, he doesn't have any mana to go for it anyway. Keria's looking for a back. Oh, there's a... Is he gonna die to the minions? No. Yeah, unfortunately there was a ward in here. He was taking damage from the minions. Team's still chasing. Probably nothing is gonna happen here. Yeah, not quite. Burns Surfing Flash though. Let's see what he gets. Yeah, mobility boost first. I think I agree with this. When he looks at the teams, he has Ezreal. Ezreal, in my opinion, pairs okay with Pyke. Because Ezreal is a champion that enables roamers by just being just a safe pick in a 1v2. Especially to champions like this. If this guy doesn't have, I think it's called Gravidom. The thing that when you press Q, roots people. It should be pretty much impossible for Rakan to get an engage on the Ezreal before level 6. So getting the mobility boots tells me that he wants to roam a lot on the map, which should be fine in my opinion. I think that is good. They see Diana around top side. This is something that I tell people quite often in my coaching as well. If you can get these early pink wards in the enemy jungle, the best spots are, in my opinion, this is the number 1, number 2, number 3. Yeah, I think these are the only like 3 wards that you want to put down. Maybe like number 4 would be over here. And number 5 is here, but it's in the jungle or in the river instead of the jungle. But if you can get any of these wards down in the enemy jungle, it just gives you so much information. Because what's gonna happen now is we wouldn't be able to tell exactly where the Diana is going to be. Because if he goes here, yeah, basically he has to walk over here. I was just thinking that if he goes here and then doesn't show, it means that he's gonna be in the red side jungle. Because if he goes here, goes over here, maybe like there's the blast cone. They probably cannot dive the Shyvana, I don't think. So he's probably gonna be around here. Because of Pyke having mobility boost, he can go over here with the Nidalee and maybe kill him in his jungle. However, if they do see Diana going through here, then which is probably gonna happen if he does decide to go to the topside jungle, they know for a fact that he's here also. But if he does go to here instead, they will know that he's gonna be going to wolves, which wolves, to raptors, to golems, and now he's gonna be back around bot side or in mid lane. So if he does have any of these wards in the enemy jungle, you basically know exactly where the enemy jungle is going to be for the next 1 minute to 2 minutes. Every single time he walks over one of these wards. This is probably the least, or like here, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Basically, any of these wards will tell you exactly where the enemy jungle is going to be for like quite a long time. Keria does end up going to top side. The reason why is he has Nidalee around bot side to like block for any possible engages on the Ezreal. Ezreal already has the lane push. He doesn't need to like do anything. And what's gonna happen here is actually never mind. I was going to say that actually yeah, if the Ezreal is smart, he's only going to slow push this and like buy as much time as possible for the next wave of minions to come here. Because if he just hard shove this lane, this lane, what's gonna happen is the lane is going to be resetting back into the middle because the tower is going to kill all the minions. And both of the lanes are going to be crashing in the middle of the wave. But if he just slow pushes this, what's going to happen is these minions are going to be over here. And the next wave of minions are going to be stuck, hitting these minions. Probably not up by much, maybe like 1-2 seconds at this point, because the wave is so far behind. I'm not actually even sure if last hitting this is going to make a slow push. But if he had like just last hit these minions from the start, actually let's see what he does. I'm kind of curious about what happened here, because he should be just last hitting these. Okay, he's hard shoving the lane. I think this is a mistake. I mean, there are benefits to both of these. The plus side is that he's going to make the enemy ADC miss more minions. The minus side is that the lane is going to be stuck in the middle. What he could be doing, or what I think he should be doing, is he slow pushes this, crashes it into the tower, makes the wave bounce back, and now he basically has to like farm as the minion wave slowly whittles down back towards his tower. I think this play would enable his support the most, but I think this is the greediest play that he's doing right now, like for himself, by just like hard shot with the wave and then locking the lane in the middle of the lane, because eventually enabled lane is going to come back, and pretty much no matter what happens, the lane is still going to push back into him. Is that the wave push is going to be faster into the tower, which cuts into the time that Keria can leave the lane for. But let's see what happens here. He's going towards top side. Diana sees that his drop has been taken by the Nidalee. Nidalee is fighting on bot side. He knows that it's going to be a 1v2 against the Gnar. If he hits QE, then the Gnar should be dead. The problem is that the Gnar does have flash. Okay, yeah. Nice flash. Oh, he's back in the bush. Oh, that's actually pretty smart. Or was it? Let's see if his Q was on cooldown. I think his Q was on cooldown. Yeah, okay. So what happened here is Gnar is back in the bush right now, and he sees it with his sweeper. He's waiting for his Q to come back. If he waits for his Q to come back, what's going to happen? He's and if this shadow doesn't move, he's going to wait until his Q comes up, Qs the Gnar in the bush, he's forward, triple autos, and it kills him. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even need to ignite, or he wouldn't need to ignite, but he could if he wanted to. But he sees him moving away, which means the Gnar is going to be stuck on the tower with like really low HP, which enables him to move into this bush and then look for a dive. Because of this ward. This ward is the thing that enables this entire play. Because they know with this ward that Diana is going back towards bot side, and they know for a fact that Gnar is going to be alone under the tower. So I think this play should work out. The only problem is that he's spending quite a bit of time here, and the longer he waits, then the longer Ezreal has to be back in lane. Also, the problem is that because we know that Diana is now around bot side, they should, as soon as Pyke shows in top lane, they should look for a dive on the Ezreal. In which case, I think Ezreal needs to lead the tower and just like let them hit this until Pyke comes back to lane. If he has any wards, okay, he doesn't. I was going to say if he has any wards, he needs to put it over here or over here to make sure that the dive doesn't come from behind. Because if it doesn't come from behind, then he can stay under the tower. But because if Diana comes from here, then he gets just like wait over here and last hit things with Q, and they can't dive him. But if the Diana comes from behind and the enabled lane comes from the front, he basically has to leave, because otherwise he's gonna get squeezed between the tower and the wall, and he's gonna die. So that's the only problem that I see with this play, is that he makes a bot dive possible with this. The longer he stays here, the worse it's gonna be. Okay, so he gets the kill pretty fast. With the Mobius, he moves back to bot lane pretty fast. And just as expected, Diana is on bot side. The good thing is that Nidalee is going towards there, but I'm Pretty sure, especially if Dyna is level 6. I mean, he's level 5 right now, but I think that's he's level 6. Okay. Yeah, this should have been expected from the Ezreal. He does have E. I think the anything is overstaying the welcome here. I think it's gonna be too slow because what's happening now is that both the Pyke and Yone are moving up. As long as these guys don't die before they get here, blue team should get wiped out. I think it should be basically impossible for them to hit any CC on this Ezreal. If Ezreal dodges out of the Rakan W here with E, E towards here, or yeah, I think he needs to E backwards and just like wait for his team to come by. If the Rakan W misses and they don't kill the Ezreal, then anything should get wiped here. Ezreal always way too long to E. Or maybe, let's see. Because the Dyna does have double dash here. Okay, so the Rakan is just waiting for his W out. Okay, yeah. The enemy team played this really well. They had so much patience with their abilities. They had so much patience with Rakan's W and Dyna's E in that situation. They played that really well. So what happens now is because they got the two of them. Yeah, this is a disaster for the red team. Dyna also is level 6 of the kills. Yeah, this is a complete disaster. Yeah, it all began with Ezreal just not respecting the gank from Dyna from behind. That should have been really obvious. I think he should have just eat right away. Because the Dyna doesn't have the damage to one-shot this guy at this point. Yeah, I don't know what he's... Like, he's doing, like, this, whatever. I don't know. I think he should, like, walk towards here and, like... Kinda, like, walk right into the Dyna, honestly. I think that's the best play. Because the longer he wastes, the more time he gives the Rakan to come and kill him. Yeah, this is like, really well played, mechanically for the enemy team, and mistakes were made from the red team. And the Dyna hits all 6 of the kills, so Yone is gonna die as well. At least he gets 1 in return, but yeah, this disaster. So we could tell this happening all the way from Keria being here. Because of this ward, we knew that Dyna was gonna be on our bot side, so we know that the dive was gonna happen. When you're going for these roams, just yeah. Be really careful with the jungle's positioning. But yeah, I feel like that should have gone much better, or I think like that should have gone much better for the red team. Yeah, then he played it really well, so well. That was a really good play. The push is, I guess it's okay. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Okay. Because what happens here is Ezreal is pushing the lane in again. Okay, Ezreal is pushing the lane again. I'm not really sure if I like this. Because what if the enemy team was smart here, they would freeze the lane and force Keria to come back to lane. Whereas if Ezreal hadn't pushed the lane in, like, I think this is just Ezreal being really greedy and not really, like, thinking. Like, he's not an investor, this guy. He doesn't know that, or maybe he's just not, like, thinking about it, but this seems really weird, like, macro-wise to me. I mean, it's not going to... Okay, the lane is not going to, like, freeze over here at this point, actually. But if he had get pushing the wave the way he did, then everything could freeze the wave over here. Yeah, it doesn't freeze the wave right now. Yeah, it's that if Ezreal hadn't pushed the wave, it's gonna super back into him. But I guess he's thinking that... I don't know, it's weird. I'm really not sure if I like this. Either way, I think Keria needs to go back to bot lane now. Like... It doesn't matter what Ezreal is doing, or it doesn't matter what he was thinking. It's just important to note that, okay, well, Pyke has to go back to bot lane now. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a repeat of what just happened. He's got pressure in top lane anyway. I think his team has enough pressure over here to like not need him. I think he needs to go back to bot lane and like chill with his ADC. Okay, this guy shows up because of the dragon being taken. If there's no, yeah, there we go. I think this is actually a mistake from Keria. Yeah, I think this is actually his mistake. Because like he doesn't really have a reason to be in mid lane, in my opinion. Especially because they know that the Dyna is still on bot lane. Yeah, I think this is just a straight up mistake. It could also be that he's thinking that the Ezreal is too far behind. Like really helping, but I don't think that's the case. Yeah, he can take this. The enemy team doesn't get there in time. Oh wow. I think, yeah, they just lost like 3 plates. Yeah, they lost 3 planes and first tower of this. Yeah, that's a pretty big blunder. Okay, he gets 1, probably gets 2. Nah, he doesn't get 2. Yeah, after the Ezreal gets jobbed, now I think it's the right call to start moving. Because at this point, whatever he had to protect in bot lane is gone. He doesn't have his Ezreal there, he doesn't have his tower there. So he might as well go into the enemy jungle and put on a couple of wards and look for like something. Just trying to get something done when his team is dying in bot side. Yeah, I should be going to top side. I agree with this now. Oh my god. That's a disaster. I wonder why he didn't go towards... Oh, I wonder why he didn't come from behind. Let's see what he sees here. Okay, so he sees Gnar using E. He sees this. Yeah, I'm actually not quite sure why he's not just coming from here. Because it should be pretty obvious that the Gnar doesn't want to keep fighting and he's gonna lose the trade. I think he's just come from behind and get the kill. Okay, we see Diana over here again. That's the second time we have spotted Diana with the same pink ward. Whose pink ward is this, by the way? Oh, alright, you can't tell. You can only see the normal wards. Probably gets Dirk here. Dirk, longsword, and pink ward. Yes. Okay, so it's not Keria's ward. But like I said, I think this is the second best pink ward that you can have in the enemy jungle if you're blue side. This being number 1, number 2, number 3. It's really important that you put it into the edge though, because if the Dyna is hugging this wall, this ward doesn't actually see it. It could be a little bit further down, and then you can actually see the entire thing. Same thing over here, is that you want to put it right at the edge of the bush, and then you can actually like see this entire choke point, and nobody can slip past it. Okay, Ezreal kills the Seraphine. The thing is that the Pyke or Rakan does have ult. Let's have a look at what he sees. So, okay, the reason why he's going so far forward is because he knows that he has more people in this fight. They know that Gnar is backing, but he should be somewhere on bot side, or on top side. Seraphine is dead. I feel like he's in bot lane. So they know that the enemy team can have a maximum of 3 people here. Most likely, it's just gonna be the 2 of them. The Rakan and the Diana, because the Gnar should be going to top side to catch the wave. I think that's the reason why he's being so far forward here. And yeah, actually they did see that wait, yeah, because like Rakan should have ult here. So that's a little weird. They go for the fight. Gnar shows up. Yeah, has the flash. This is kind of a disaster. Yeah, this is a complete disaster. It's not so bad now. I mean, it's still bad, but it's not complete end of the world. But I think that's also another kind of like questionable play from Keria, because he should know that Nara should be somewhere on here, and if he sees this going, then he should be coming to the fight. 146 on the dragon spawn. Doesn't quite have his Umbral Glaive yet. They should win this fight. Good. Tries to do some extra damage to the affiliates. Yeah. Pyke or Rakan blocked the Q, so the affiliates didn't get hit by it. So this is also something that I see like not enough people do. Is that after they use all of their stuff, they just run away. Because now you're basically forcing the enemy team to make a choice. Are they going to keep chasing you, or are they going to give it up? But if you just run into them, then not only are you gonna be giving free damage, you can't actually do damage in this situation, Pyke, because the affiliates is too far away and you don't have your Hail Blaze. You don't have any abilities left. I think you just like try to like put as much distance between yourself and the affiliates at this point, and just hope that Ezreal puts in low enough for your ult range before you die. Affiliates is forced to pull flash because of that. Same thing in team fights. Okay. Banner shows up and gets kill. Game is looking like it's kind of a disaster. Surprisingly though, the Dyna is only level 9. Even though he's 7th, he has 7 kills, he hasn't been farming that much. Like, he has a ton of gold, but he actually doesn't have as much XP as I thought. I think Dyna should be like level 10 at this point already. So yeah, the Dyna is definitely scary, but it's not the end of the world. Also, he's going for an Arc Harvester, which I think is really weird. Usually what you want to go for is Hex, like Gunblade. What I've also seen some Dynas do is they go for Nashor's first, and then they go for a Sunfire. To be kind of like a pseudo tank. Because like Dyna's base emissions are like already pretty high. So you still do like a ton of damage, but you're like really hard to kill. But I don't really agree with the Night Harvester. I think this is like one of the worst items in the game. I don't know, I really don't like it. Okay, looks like they are going to get the dragon. At this point in the game, this is when Pyke starts to fall off, from my experience. The Rakan is going to be much more useful in these team fights. I think what he wants to do is what he's been trying to do. Just get vision in the enemy jungle and then like play with the vision and look for picks. That's what he's been trying to do, but I think it has been a couple of like missed calls. Especially the fight around here. Don't really like this ward. Unless he's looking for a pick right here, then I think the ward is good. If that is intent, then that's okay. Because that's like the only purpose for a ward in one of these like mid lane pushes. I really don't like these wards in general. These wards are really not good. Unless again you're just looking to fight in mid lane. In that case, just making sure that they don't have any vision here, so you can come from the side. In that case, it's okay. But in like 90% of the cases, it would be better if the ward is over here or over here. Like small difference, but you actually like get to see closer in the river, or you get to see like this point over here. If you can, again like here would be better. But yeah, like walking into this bush. Or walking near this bush could be dangerous, so I usually don't recommend it. This is the safest ward that gives you like a lot of vision. That's what I usually like to go for. But if he's looking for a fight in mid lane right now, then I think this ward is okay. Okay, then just show up. Looks for a little bit of poke. Yeah, doesn't actually try to go for an all-in, just wants to try and poke out the Dyna a little bit. But he gets poked out instead. Quite a bit of damage from there as well. Jeez. Actually, let's have a look at this. Israel does have Essence Reaver. He is, I think, like the second most fed champion in his team. The only one who's more fed is the Nidalee, but Israel is the strongest champion on the map right now, I think, in terms of items. For the red team, obviously. But the Nidalee has quite a bit of money in the bank. Okay, anything is looking to force this. I think this is an alright fight to look for, honestly. It's not the greatest, because I'm pretty sure we don't know where the Gnar is. Okay, now we know. He's TPing back towards... I think he's TPing on this one. Yeah, he's TPing on the cannon. The reason why I don't... The reason why I say that it's not the greatest is because our Yone is in bot lane. The good thing is that he does have teleport. But he doesn't have ultimate for another 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm not the greatest fan of this, but I guess it could be okay. The reason why I think it could be okay is because we do have like a lot of disruption from these guys, and we do have the Yone TP, and Ezreal is relatively safe. This fight could go pretty well for them. It just depends how it develops. Okay, this is actually like good for them now, because they spend a lot of things on their tank. I think they're actually going to win this fight now, unless... Actually, yeah, that has been this fight because Yone is TPing from behind. Yeah. The only way that any team wins this fight right now is if Rakan gets like an insane ultimate. Because even the Seraphine ults gets used for this. Yeah, the red team should play on this fight. Let's have a look at how he plays it. So he pulls the Diana. Notice how he stays out of vision until he throws out the hook. Also notice how far away from the fight he is. This is the patience that I was talking about. I would say that like 90 to 95% of Pykes would be like their position would be like here, like somewhere over here. But what he's doing is he's staying out of vision and like waiting for people to get low. Because you don't have your Q, you don't have your W. You just want to like keep your distance and just like wait and see what happens. Way too often I would see people like tunnel vision on these like low HP targets as like look to pick them up or like look for a kill on them. But this is the patience that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure he's in ult range, but yeah, he is in ult range. But again, just look at the patience. Just look at it. Because he knows that Rakan has a ton of duels to dodge out of his ult. He really wants to hit his ult here. Like, he really cannot afford to miss it. So instead of, like, queuing and ulting right away, because he knows that Rakan might have E or W or, like, something to dodge out of his ult, he's just waiting because he knows that this fight is gonna go on for like, longer. So he can just wait. No more E's on the Rakan. He's still waiting. Finally goes in. He waits for the right moment. This is like the only time in the entire fight where he can actually go forward. And notice how he's not the first one in. Because if he is the first one to go in, then he's just gonna die. If nobody on his team goes in, then sure, he's just gonna like walk away. But because the Yone is going for the side, now he knows that he can look for the fight. Or he knows that he can look for the ult. And he also sees that Ezreal uses, or Rakan uses his ult. He sees that Rakan uses W. And now he knows that, okay, Rakan has no E, Rakan has no ult, Rakan has no W, Rakan cannot flash mid W. So as soon as this circle goes, he knows that he has him. And now he's going in. Just the extreme amount of patience that this guy has on this champion is what I was talking about. Unfortunately, he missed the second ult and doesn't get the reset. He could have had 3 resets here, but it's still fine. There was not a big opportunity or like a big window of time for him to hit this second ult because of how low the or like how quickly he got one shot. He did have it, but yeah, it would have been pretty hard or pretty rough. His team does make a comeback here, so which is really good. The only TP from the side was the thing that kind of decided to did for them. Actually, 2 things. The only TP was one of them. The other one was that they used both Dyna ult and Seraphine ult on the tank Shyvana. Those are like the two reasons why they won. Yeah, the TP and just the fact that they used like 2 of their huge teamfight ultimates on the tank, while the rest of the team gets to do free DPS. Okay, Dragon spawning in 3. Let's see what where Keria goes next. I think at this point. I was thinking which side of the map is gonna scale better. I think the blue side is probably gonna scale better, but it's gonna take them a while to get there. Because I think once Seraphine gets to 2 items, the blue team starts to win pretty much every fight. But that's still a while away, because Seraphine still hasn't completed the first item. Yone does scale really well, especially if he gets like a really low. But he's like the only champion in this this team that like really scales insanely well, apart from Israel. So I think Red Team is the ones who had to accelerate the game. I think they need to be the ones to like make picks and go for the aggressive plays. I think they need to focus Barons. I think Dragons are too slow. I don't think they can stack up to 4 Dragons before they start losing fights. I think the only realistic chance they have of winning the game is focusing Baron at 20 minutes. And setting up for it. There should be 3 people somewhere around here of the enemy team, because we just saw them in mid lane. Yeah, this is not gonna be good. Yeah, this is gonna be a disaster. I think both of them are dead. Maybe, yeah, maybe he trades one. I think it's fine from Keria. He's still, like, kind of around. Just in case he can do something, but he looks at this and goes, okay, well, goodbye. Good luck. I think he wants to put down probably, like, 1 ward. If it was me, I would probably drop down a pink ward over here, 1 ward over here, and then 2nd ward either here or over here. Probably over here. Because you know that the entire enemy team is on both side and nobody can really defend the enemy jungle. I think I just get vision in the enemy jungle and go, okay, well, 2 of my teammates are dead. Can't really do much about it. Puts down 1. Puts down 2. Puts down 3. Okay. Yeah, so he basically did pretty much what I was going to say. I think spreading the vision a little bit further would have been better, but this is also fine. He puts down 1, 2, 3. 3 being the pink. But yeah, I think I would have switched this ward to be over here, because you don't really get too much over here. Wait, he's actually looking for a flank here. Let's actually look here. What does he see here to make him start to go bot lane? Huh. Actually, it's the other way around. His team sees... Oh, he actually put down the ward here. So the reason why there's gonna be a fight around bot side is because his team sees that Pyke is going from here. I'm guessing he's wanting to put down these wards, take his portal, and then just like see the situation. So Shyvana does end up TPing the tower, and they have Yone with ult there. I think this is a really good fight for the red team, as long as it's properly executed. They do see him on this ward, which is a little bit problematic, because Pyke, if he's the one to go in first, he's gonna get 1 shot. So he can't really stop the enemy team from like walking past him. At least in my opinion. I think if he reveals here and like ease through them, he's just going to die. Yeah, and he knows it. So what Pyke is, or what Keria is doing is he's trying to buy time and see if his teammates are going first, so that he can come later. They do end up going in, but yeah, doesn't work out. Okay, he's still chilling. Oh, actually, you noticed the Seraphine is also here. Oh, Seraphine teleported, that's why. Yeah, the spectator mode is a little bit weird with teleports. If they teleport on like minions, it doesn't show. Or wards, it doesn't also show. Yeah, so he's just trying to buy time by doing this. Oh, that's actually pretty cute. I'm not sure if it's worth it in this situation, but I think it's cute. Because he uses his ult to cancel his recall also, which repositions him in a way that he can E out. He's forced to flash here because of the Rakan, but that's fine. His team is coming from behind. It looks like there's gonna be a fight going on here. I think red team is definitely gonna lose this fight if they fight here though. I don't think they should fight. I think they should just stay in mid lane and take the inhibitor. Yeah, I hate this because Pyke doesn't have ult. Yeah, this is really bad. They do end up getting one. Get two. There's no way they cannot play this, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, I think his team should have stayed in mid lane instead of looking for the fight. I think there was kind of like not miscommunication, but I think there was a problem with how these guys looked at the fight and how Keria looked at the fight. I think because obviously the reason why Keria ulted the affiliates was to like try and buy time for them to take the inhibitor mid lane. But the problem is that they came around looking for the fight, and now because Keria doesn't have ult, he can't actually do anything in the fight. So that was a little bit unfortunate what happened there. Dragon is spawning. Nilly is going back. This is not looking good. Anything gets mid lane pro as well. Ooh, this is actually smart. Yeah, I really like this move. Because if the enemy team doesn't see that Pyke just went over here with the portal, now he can actually look for a flank and look for an opportunity to like come from an unexpected angle. But even though they do see him, it's still like an active threat. Because now they know that Pyke is somewhere in their jungle, and I'm pretty sure he has Glaive up. He doesn't have Glaive up actually. I was just thinking that if he has Glaive up, then he's gonna be able to tell if he's sitting on wards. But he does have Sweeper. So the enemy team knows that there's gonna be a Pyke behind them. So now they have to be really scared not to like clump up. The problem is that the blue team fight composition is much better than red team composition. I think for the red team to win a fight, the Shyvana needs to go, or the Shyvana or the Yone needs to go in first. Yone needs to get a really good ult on like a couple of key targets, or Shyvana has to like go in, soak up a lot of the damage and the cooldowns, and only after that can the rest of the team go in. But if the enemy team gets to pull the trigger first, like, this positioning is a little bit dangerous because of that. Because now the enemy team knows that Pyke is over here. They also know that Pyke cannot go in before the rest of his team goes in. So if the blue team just forces a fight on them, it's basically a 45. Because the Pyke cannot enter the fight. He does sweep. And the thing about this is also that Pyke can just leave if the anything tries to collapse. They can't really catch up to the Pyke. Okay, anything gets Dragon uncontested. Pop the Shurias and run away. Shyvana is forced to ult out. Okay, red team doesn't get the engage that they want, and so they just let them have the second dragon. That's fine. This is much better than forcing a bad fight. Which is what I would see, which is 100% what I would see in like gold or platinum or silver, gold, iron, or whatever. Is that people just don't know that you actually don't have to fight with the dragon all the time. Like you still have to get a good fight if you want to fight, right? Makes sense. But a lot of people just want to like force a fight, even though it's gonna turn out really bad for them. This is, by the way, a ward that I like. And I also want to point out, not nearly enough people do this. Where if they're somewhere around here, and they're already in a position to put down wards, just put them down. Way too often I see people with like 3 and 4 wards, like running around the map, and not put them down, even though they're in like prime position to do so. So he just drops down the ward, even though he's like casually looking for a fight. The problem is that Shyvana has already used ult. I'm pretty sure that they are not gonna get a good fight going. But like I said, Pyke is a champion that even in flanking is just pretty safe. Because you have your W, you have your Q, or you have your E. You have a lot of ways to like dodge out of a potential engage, especially if you see the entire enemy team. Just end up hitting the affiliates, but doesn't matter. Yeah. So what red team was basically doing there was they were just like trying to fish for a mistake from the blue team. Baron is up. Ooh. Blue team has started the dragon, or blue team has started the baron. I'm pretty sure this is just to force Yone's TP. They don't actually want to do the baron in front of the enemy team, especially now that they are shown. This could also be a sneak baron attempt, and just like see how the red team responds. But they really like now that they have been spotted. I'm pretty sure they just run away and just like let the play go. I don't think there's any reason for blue team to keep going unless they want to go for a trap. I think it's a little bit dangerous for him to do this though, because what's possible is after they spotted this, if they know that this isn't warded, like if blue team knows that this is not warded anywhere, what they could be doing here is after the Ezreal ults goes through and does damage to them, they could actually just peel off the Baron and go into one of these bushes and wait for them to phase check. Especially with this pink ward, because then they would be able to see if anything is coming. Yone is TPing. He's TPing into this ward over here. Yeah, I think it's pretty dangerous for him to walk up like this. The fight is looking pretty good for them, I think. I think it's too early. Because Yone can't, unless he hits like 3 or 4 of them, Yone can't go in here, otherwise he gets one shot. Yeah, this is not looking good, yeah. Because Shyvana is too far away. If Yone had found a better angle and ulted 3-4 of them, I think this is actually good. If Yone had found an angle, yeah. If he ults this, then I think it's good. Because then he gets to hit at least 3 of them. He can ult through, Q once, or like WQ once, pop back into his shadow, and buy time for the rest of his team come. Because the amount of damage that he puts down from ult WQ is enough to chunk them to a point where if the fight just keeps going, then I think they should win. The problem is that Shyvana doesn't have ult, I just noticed. But yeah, I think he needed to go for a better ult than this. Now I don't think they're going to win. Yeah. I think the ult needed to hit more people than that. Yeah, Keria is still looking for it, and as you can see, you just E out when they're about to engage you and you live. But again, it's like notice the patience. 9 out of 10 Pykes, what they would do here is they would see this this Yone, all these affiliates, and go, oh shit! Let's go, guys! Let's go! Let's kill him! Let's kill him! And then they get ulted by the Rakan, W'd, and one shot, and probably bait the entire team to fight with you, and they just die, and then anything gets banned for free. But yeah. Like, he's just waiting at the outskirts of the fight. By the way, I think this is the reason, or this is the main reason why it's really important for you to get a early game advantage on Pyke. Because the fight is basically a 45 before you can enter it. Because you can't enter these fights before they're like almost over. So your team has to fight a 45 for a while, and only after that you can be useful. So you need to get an early game advantage for the rest of your team to be able to win. Able to like trade evenly or win the 45, and then you can go in. Yeah, just like look at his position in this entire fight. He's just a couple of people low, but that doesn't mean that he's just gonna like ult and like just go for them. He has to be patient with how he plays these fights. And again, he doesn't blow out his E there. Because he knows Rakan is just gonna W. And then if anything is still there, then he's just gonna die if he burns E. He's getting Baron vision. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, or a while ago, I think they need to go for Barons. Or go for the Baron if they want to win this game. Especially at this point, because the Dragons are already 2-1-1. I think we're now getting to the stage of the game that they start to lose the majority of these team fights just because of the team competitions. The only way that they can win is if Ezreal gets to poke out. Yeah, if he gets to poke out like Affiliates or Seraphine down to like 30% HP or something before the fight happens. I think unless that happens, or if Yone gets like a really good ultimate, I don't think they can win a fight at this point. A straight up 5v5 engagement is probably gonna be a death sentence for the red team. So they have to play for picks, they have to play for Baron. And then if they do get Baron, they have to get a big enough lead where they can actually start fighting 5v5s. But as things are right now, they are pretty much always going to lose for 5v5s. But they have to get really far ahead, or they have to get like a huge fight if they want to fight. This is a really dangerous one to take, yeah. Oh, Keria is playing with fire. Keria is playing with so much fire right now. Because if the Diana comes from the bush, or like Rakan comes out of one of these bushes, he just gets one shot, and anything can force Baron. Maybe he's confident enough in his ability to E out. He's just trying to like bait something out. Maybe that's what he's doing here. But if he is not confident in being able to dodge out of those engagements, then this is a really dangerous game to be playing. He's looking for flanks. He's looking for picks, as he should. There's always just outside of vision, notice. Like, he doesn't show himself unneedingly. He's always looking for like ways to outmaneuver. Okay, they are trying to force Baron. I think they probably have to try and do something like this. Because the longer the game goes on like this, the worse it's gonna be for them. I think they need to do something stupid like this to win the game. The problem is that the NA team scouts it out as soon as they start, pretty much. Now they have to do... Like, this is just a really bad situation to be in. Because they are kind of forced to fight this, but at the same time they don't really want to. Unless they know that Nor has no TP. Maybe in that case they can actually look for this. He's probably gonna Q here and then E backwards. If they try to go for him, yeah. Really nice damage on the Diana. Maybe this is actually playable now. Okay. So this is what I was talking about, is that they have two people low. I think Diana has Zhonya's, he does. Zhonya's is pretty big because he gets to... Or what he can do is he can flash in a bit. Ult Zhonya's, and then it's gonna do a lot of damage here. Nar's TP is actually about to come up too. Okay, so I think this... Wait, did he just play Gale Force forward? He did. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's actually pretty... Okay, so the Affiliates play is like really ballsy, but it's actually like pretty smart. Because looking at his guns, he actually has like the two perfect guns for this. He can either go up the Gravitum to root them in place. If he has like 3 of them, he can root them in place and let the Diana flash in with Seraphine ult, and there's like delete 3 of them instantly. Or he can also go for Inferno and do a massive damage. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna just go for the Gravitum for the CC and Lockdown and let his teammates clean it up. I think this fight should go really poorly for them. Oh, Affiliates, I think he should have ulted the pit instead of the natural. Either way, this fight is looking really bad for the red team. Circling also on his one, and there is the flash Zhonya's that I was talking about, and he gets the Baron steal. Nora finally completes TP too. Yeah, Diana gets the Baron steal. That's pretty unfortunate. Wait, did no. I was gonna say, did Nilly already use Smite, but he didn't. Oh, that's so unfortunate actually. Wait, let me actually see this in slow-mo. Because I'm pretty sure what happens here is Diana goes in. Nidalee Zhonya's first, or like Nidalee is after Diana. So he's still in stasis when the Baron is at like 870 HP or something. So Diana's stasis runs out first, and while he's Nidalee is in stasis, he smites the Baron because Nidalee can't smite during stasis. I think that's what happens here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. Dyna's doing this first. His Sonius is gonna run out sooner. And the Baron is gonna be in smite range. 860, 870, yeah. Yeah, that's so unfortunate. He's still in stasis. So he can't smite. That's a punch in the gut. Okay. So let's see what Keria does in the meantime. But that's really unfortunate. If they win this Baron smite, then that would be huge. Because not only would Dyna not get the extra HP, but Nidalee would get the extra HP. They would one-shot the Dyna right away, and they would probably win this fight too. That's that split-second difference between Zonias actually wins them this game. Also, Ezreal hitting the Baron. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. Zonias being used. They still win this fight, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, imagine if he had actually gotten a smite here. They would have Baron on 3 after winning a fight. The reason why this fight actually goes so well for them is because of Seraphine only hitting 1 in the pit, and because of Aphelios hitting Ezreal with the ult. Keria setting up vision for the dragon that is about to spawn. This board is a little bit weird. I think you might as well put it over here, right? Because then you can see if people come through here or come through here. But this board only sees them if they come through here. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it's because maybe he is thinking that if somebody comes through here with sweeper, this one would get killed, but this one wouldn't. But even then, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that ward. I like this ward though. I think that's fine. What he could also do here is that he could put down these wards, and because his team is still resetting, he could put down his first set of wards over here that would get swept. They are going to get swept no matter what. But he could put down these wards, press B, come back to Dragon with his team because he doesn't have teammates to guard the Dragon with anyway, or guard the Vision with anyway. But if he presses B and comes back to Dragon with a fresh set of wards, these wards basically do their job already. Because even if they get swept, they will know where the enemy team is coming from. Because they can actually like see them sweeping the wards. So now he would actually just have another set of wards to go to like play with. I think I would prefer that instead of this. Although this does the one thing that or the one advantage that he does get from this is that he can bluff that his team is there and like maybe protect some of these. Actually, he doesn't even have any vision or any wards to protect. Yeah, I'm not really sure like this as much. Because he doesn't really have anybody to play with here. Okay, now he finally does. But yeah, like see how it wouldn't have mattered if he had pressed B, because he would already be here before the Shyvana would be. See, he would already be here, but the difference is he would have 3 more wards in his inventory. He would be on full wards. Maybe like 1 more pink ward. And not, like nothing would have changed. They really need to either get a pick or... Oh, that's really... Ooh, that's... Like, it looks good, but the problem is that the Seraphine gets the ult off right away. And he needs like 3 of them. Because what they need to do, what blue team needs to do, is they need to poke out with Ezreal first. Like, they really have to poke them with Ezreal, or they'll have to look for a pick, which is what Keria is looking for there. Like, he's looking for a pick on the Seraphine. Problem is that I think by the time he hits Seraphine with this, the anything is actually in place to follow it up, yeah. So then now there's lose the fight. Because like I've been saying, they don't win after a 5 engage in this game. Like, they have to play with the Ezreal poke, they have to play with the Yone ult. That's like the only way they win fights. But yeah, I think the game is over at this point. Yone doesn't even have ult before he dies. Yeah. It's a complete disaster. Also, the Ezreal missed everybody before this fight. So there was just a lot of things that went wrong. So anything gets third dragon. Yeah, this is looking really bad for them. Yeah, I think this might lose over here, and then this dragon fight is probably what's gonna lose them the game here. Let's check the items. Oh yeah, yeah. Even though the Seraphine is like really far behind, he does have the 2 items, so even though he's a full item behind the average of the game, like Seraphine with 2 items is no joke. Yeah, Aphelios almost has 4 items as well. Ezreal does have 4 as well. So it's not like the game is like completely lost at this point, but they really cannot afford like a single more mistake from this point on. Like they really have to play with the Ezreal poke if they want to win this game. It's like the only way they can do anything. And the longer the game goes on for, the less useful Pyke is gonna be. Like every minute on the game timer reduces Pyke's effectiveness as a champion. And the reason for that is because a lot of these fights, the longer they go for, or the longer the game goes for, the shorter the fights become. Unless there's like 2 tanks on both teams. So it just means that the fights are gonna be decided quicker. And when you have a 45, because Pyke cannot enter the fights, it's just gonna be much worse for you. If you're forced to fight the 45 at like, I don't know, like 29 minutes or something. Than, for example, at like 14 minutes. Especially in the situation that they were in, because they were winning the early game, as you should with Pyke. Yeah, this is not looking good. That pick would have actually been huge. Nara has a flash, so they probably don't kill him even if he hits that, but burning Nara flash would be huge. But notice again how he's like just constantly outside of vision. Oh yeah, that's so unfortunate. I think they might actually kill the Nara there. Yeah, I think he actually... Yeah, with Cerulus, I don't think he can get this in time. Yeah, I think that would actually be a kill. Getting a pick at this point in the game would be huge. Nord goes in, almost kills the Ezreal. They kill one, but now they have no ults left. Ezreal is killed. Yeah, I think this fight is gonna be the game ender. Yeah. So notice how instead of them getting the pick on the Nord actually gets a pick on them. Do they have wards here? No, they don't. They just know that they're here. But yeah, if they had killed the Nord, then none of this would happen, and they would actually be the ones pressuring topside. And because Yone is forced to Yone is ulting the Nord alone. Now they don't have their main form of teamfight ability left, and the Dyna finds Ezreal, so now they have no DPS left either, and they're all left with nothing. So now they just lose. Yeah, I think they need to try and push mid lane or something. Yeah. They're basically just trying to make it as impossible for them to end as possible. Notice again how he puts down the ward over here. This ward, by the way, if this tower is up, it should be behind this rock. Or if the tower goes down, like, it can be between these 2 lines. But this ward is like one of the most underrated wards in the game, I think. Because if you put down a ward like somewhere over here, then you can see them going to mid lane, you can see them coming back from the mid lane, you can see them going from like from mid lane to one side of the map. You can see them going from like one side to the other side. There's like a million things that you can see with this ward. I think this is like one of the most underrated wards in the game, even though I think it's one of the best. And yeah, I think at this point, it's just kind of game over. Oh yeah, it's game over. Because Baron is spawning in 37, Neil is dead for 32. They lose Baron and they have no comeback mechanics left in the game. They lose every team fight. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more to look at in this game. Well, that was actually like a really long recording. I didn't even realize that it was over an hour long. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be off. I hope that you found any of this useful, if anybody watched at to the end, but yeah. That was Keria's Pyke.